Hello and welcome to the Pontiac GTO podcast, powered by the GTO Association of America. Explore online and become a member today at www.gtoaa.org. I'm your host, Kurt Rame, along with my co-host, Eric Frazee. Let's get motoring. Hello, fellow Pontiac fans, and welcome to another episode of the Pontiac podcast, powered by the GTO Association of America, with my co-host Eric Frazee.
Hey guys.
And we're going to talk Pontiacs today. Hope that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it. And this is Kurt Rame.
Oh yeah, I'm Kurt, by the way. We just got back from the 2025 Street Rod Nationals over in Louisville. I went around looking at some cars, all manufacturers, not just Pontiacs, but of course, we're drawn to the Pontiacs. What stuck out most for you about the show?
I'm going to just say all the cars were neat, but there was an original owner's 66 GTO, and the paint job on it was just stunning. It was all custom work. It was flames done back in the 70s, so it was very period correct. It was neat looking.
Yeah, I think they said painted in the early 70s.
Early 70s by the lady and her husband.
And it's still the original paint on the car. Hadn't seen daylight in like 30 years or something until they pulled it out in 22 and got it running. And now it's at the Street Rod show. It was really cool to talk to her grandson. The owner wasn't there. She stayed home today. I think they start Thursday. Yeah. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we went on a Sunday, and she was probably exhausted. So
I'm sure.
He was there, was going to take the car home for her, but she had two cars there.
What was the other one? The Corvette?
The gold Corvette, 4-speed, yeah.
So it's a really cool story, and we'll work on getting her on a later episode once she joins the GTOA.
That's right, because we have those original owner podcasts that are up available to see, and I think we've got 2 posted now. We've got a couple more that are ready to be posted. We're just kind of taking our time releasing that stuff, so we have some new content. You've been busy this summer.
I have.
But in the wintertime, you're going to slow down quite a bit, so we're trying to hold some content back. But I tell you, the thing that stuck out the most for me, I love the Pontiacs there, but just seeing all the different manufacturers, and anything over 25 years of age could be there. So just seeing kind of the evolution of the automobile from the early street rods that were there up until like you have your Chevy SS 454 trucks and C4 Vets and like all that stuff. It was fun to see just the evolution of that. And another thing that stuck out is just the number of cars we saw with LS motors in them today, right?
Yeah. That
were not born with them. So that's definitely a trend that's not dying anytime soon, I don't think.
As much as we'd like to keep the cars original, the LSs are bringing these younger kids in.
Yeah. And that's a good topic for discussion. We can, put a comment down below. Do you like the LS motor, LS swap your cars? Or are you all original kind of person? I do think it is the younger generation. And also, I think it hits a plateau where the older generation, too, likes the ease of getting in the car, hitting the key, and knowing it's going to start.
There are several people who have had the car since the 90s, several older people, who have that LS in it.
Yeah.
You see more and more of those at the Pontiac show, too.
So I'm trying to think of some other stuff that we saw there that was pretty cool.
There was that 69 black GTO inside.
Yeah, the Henchman, is that what they called it?
Henchman, yeah.
The Henchman, 69, full custom deal. It was a beautiful car.
Power Nation TV.
Which we need to look up because it says watch for free anytime, and they have the whole build on there. So we might be able to drop that in the description. But yeah, that was a good looking car. But there were some that were for sale there too. A lot of cars for sale, and you go to a show like this and you expect to see prices that are like what I call the NFS price, the not for sale price.
Right.
But I feel like the prices that we saw today were pretty competitive with what you might find on Marketplace, or definitely cheaper than you'd find at an auction house.
Yeah.
We didn't get under those cars and crawl all over and look at them, but there were several cars that were running and driving that people drove there or were driving around while they were there that you could be into for $20,000 to $30,000.
I think the funniest thing I saw, though, was that I wouldn't say he's a probably 20 to 30-year-old kid driving around in a black Camaro, 68, 69. And on the back of it said, free ride for hot blonde bitches. That was pretty good.
He drove by like 4 times, and the passenger seat was empty, though. Just
Yes.
make a note of that. So his offer was, at least today, was not taken up on.
No.
But you kind of see it all. I mean, there are people driving around in pickup trucks, and they have their lawn chairs sitting in the back of the pickup trucks, driving up and down these aisles, looking at cars.
Yeah.
It's the biggest show I go to every year. I mean, they advertise 10,000 plus cars, and we were there for 4 hours today. We didn't even get to the other side to look, and we walked 12,000 steps in 4 hours.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of walking, a lot of scooters, a lot of golf carts, and that type of stuff to help get around. But they would just throw their family in the back of a pickup truck,
Yeah.
and they would drive up and down the aisles looking at cars, and I thought that was cool.
And every one of these people want to talk about their car. If they're around, they've got a story. You know, they will talk to you about it. There's always some story. And actually, one of the stories that stuck out to me was that guy who bought that 66.
I still got it. By the way, if you hear like cheering in the background, we're actually filming this. We're sitting in an awning right now, but my daughter has cheerleading practice today, so I thought we'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Drop her off for cheerleading practice, and we're gonna record a podcast. Kirk, yeah, Kirk, he was going around handing out his business card at Kingsport. We were down there at the GTO, and because he's looking to buy. Whoop, you see that? 66 or 67 GTO he's been trying to buy. So we saw him, and he's polishing on a 67 GTO. I'm like, hey, looks like you found one. He's like, yeah. He's like, all that's handing out business cards and talking to people and meeting people at that national convention led me to where I had several options, and then decided on this maroon factory Ram Air 67.
It was
GTO.
A beautiful car.
Yep, I think it was his and her. Was it tan interior in that, or is it black? The convertible was tan. It might have been his. Might have been black interior. Yeah, it was black interior.
Black.
His seat, yeah, black interior. That was a good looking car though. So,
Excuse the glare, but
yeah, Hirsch
beautiful
wheels
hard
on it.
top.
But
And it had a cool story. When he
here's-
bought it,
Go ahead.
when he bought it, the lady said, "I'll sell it to you, but you have to drive it.
You have to promise me you'll drive
Promise
it.
me you'll drive it." So he drove it.
He's been driving it as much as he could. He said. So here's that 69 we were talking about. This is
The henchman.
the henchman. So just have stuff shoved in my pockets, walking around talking to people. Come on, just unload it all.
Right.
Yeah, so that was cool. What else is coming up in the near future for you?
So we have Indian Uprising coming up next weekend in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's an all Pontiac show. It is a decent show. They do feature cars.
Is this the one on their website they say 400 plus cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have feature cars. Let me see if I have a flyer for it, and I'll kind of look at it with you. I do not. But it's Crystal Lake, Illinois. It is the Cruisin' Tiger show. Probably one of the biggest shows that they have.
And that's a chapter. They're the chapter.
Yeah,
of a
Cruisin' Tiger
GTO AA.
chapter. They just joined the GTOA again last year. And they are out of Illinois, obviously. Can't remember the city they're out of, though. But they have feature cars. You know, they feature the Grand Prix this year, the GTO all years. And according to their flyer, they feature some years of GTOs that weren't ever made. But, you know, I'm sure it's a typo.
Rare
GTOs. They have on the flyer 07 and 08, which were never made. But
if you have one, let us know.
it's a typo.
We'll do a special feature on you.
And then, let's see.
While you do that, I'm going to show my favorite find of the day. Those little freebies that just get passed out at the shows when you're going around vendors from Krager. Like this little air freshener. Isn't that cool? It's not a goat, though. Not even a Pontiac. But air freshener.
So That's August 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then it's not GTOA related, but it's Pontiac related. August 22nd, 23rd, 24th, Trans Am Nationals in Dayton, Ohio. And then the 30th of August is Outback in the Midwest, which is out of Indy.
Is
It's
it new GTO stuff?
New GTO, Holdens, G8s, Utes, Moneros. They've got it all.
And they always have a really good turnout there.
Yeah. And then September 5th, 6th, 7th is LS Fest, Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's anything LS powered. It's a really, really cool show. They have autocross, drag racing, car show, 4x4 off-roading stuff. If you've never been, I'd say it's a really good show to go to. I went last year for the first time. Trying to get Kurt to go this year.
Didn't you say that show kind of gives off a party vibe?
Yes.
Yeah.
You walk around the vendors, you get all kinds of free stuff. It's just a big party.
Parties and cars.
Like,
Check.
And then the last event for September that I'm doing is Pontiac, Illinois does a regional GTO meet every year. I don't have that. But that is at the Pontiac Oakland Museum in Pontiac, Illinois. That's a neat show too. They do a cruise, and last year the cruise, we went to a couple different hot rod shops, and then the other we went to some guy's collection where he just collected old memorabilia. We went to 3 different buildings he had. It was super cool. Like the one, there was literally a pathway walking through, and there was just tons of stuff on both sides. It was neat. There was like dead birds in there, and you just tell he didn't do anything with it. You just pathway through it. Everything, bicycles, memorabilia, kitchen appliances, anything. And that was a really good show. It did rain all day Sunday though, so hopefully no rain this year.
Yeah.
But with our trend we've been having, I don't really foresee that happening.
Speaking of people with a lot of cars, let's shift our focus back to that 1320 YouTube video that we just watched. Yeah. Don Baskins, that's who it is. Don Baskins, he's around Memphis, Tennessee, has over 1,000 cars in his collection. What do you say, like 922 insured at the moment?
Yeah.
Over 400,000 square feet under roof of cars, and he has a ton of cars sitting outside too.
Yeah. He had several Firebirds. I know he had a hardtop 69 Judge. He had a convertible 69 Judge, both carousel red.
He had that yellow 65 he just finished restoring. Yeah. A lot of Pontiacs in his collection. Of course, when you have 1,000 cars, right, you're going to have a lot. But he had a little bit of everything, and the YouTube video put together was very nice. Did a good job of showing a lot of different cars and getting some of his favorite cars
and
on tape.
Stories.
And the stories behind how they came across. One of the weirdest ones was that car that he bought from his friend when his friend's wife met the girlfriend and took a ball peen hammer. Yeah. And he said he just drove it right into, he bought it from his friend, drove it into the shop and was going to fix it, but decided it's a cool story, but leave it that way. So his car's still all beat up.
And like one of the guys asked, why'd you buy these cars? I don't know. They were a good deal.
He's all about the deal.
And if you remember, I think we had an episode where we talked about that too, right? Like, driving through with our dads.
Yep.
Oh, it was a good deal. I bought it.
If it's a deal.
It's a deal.
We'll
it's a good one.
Yeah. So it's a cool video to check out if you haven't. I think
it's about 45 minutes long.
Is a longer video, but it's worth it.
And then at the end, he chooses his 3 favorite cars. We're not going to tell you the 3 favorites.
He takes them on a test drive,
but it's neat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a fun video to watch. But so the market's going strong for Pontiacs, and it was good to see so many today at the Straight Rod Show. There was more there this year than last year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hey, if you guys didn't know, next year the Pontiac does turn 100 years old. So hopefully we can get this podcast going strong, getting a good audience. We can do some, memorabilia for 100-year anniversary of Pontiac. We're actually in Loveland, Colorado. It is July 7th through the 11th at the Embassy Suites And if you guys don't have plans, make plans to get there.
Beautiful scenery out there. Like I said, I know it's a long haul for people on the East Coast, and but it was an 18-hour drive for us, but it was nice.
Yeah.
Seeing all the different landscapes and stuff out there. So, Work, is there anything else that we need to talk about or mention before we start wrapping this thing up?
The only thing I want to mention is, make sure you guys join the GTOA. GTOA.org. Follow us on TikTok, the Pontiac Podcast. Follow the GTOA on Facebook. There's Instagram. Follow us. It is $45 a month for the Legend magazine. Not $45 a year.
Big difference there.
Yeah, 40. You can cut that out. $45 a year for the Legend. It does feature members' cars. It features classifieds, features board and staff members, phone numbers, emails, how to get a hold of them. Features different events that's coming up. And if you do have an event that you want to add to the Legend or to our e-blast, you can send that to us at Freese, FREESE, 1290 @gmail.com.
Yep. And the other thing that I want to mention, they could also use our email address if it's easier to remember. But I want you guys to start thinking about if you have a really cool story about your first Pontiac, your current Pontiac, whatever it is, we would love to hear that story. We want to start compiling future guests for our show. We want to get on and talk about their cars and how they ended up with this car, and maybe some of the cool stories that you've had, while owning the car. And if you also know somebody that is an original owner, that's another strong push we're making. I think Alana said we have 139 members of original owners, and we want to try to get as many of those original owners as we can, so we can encapsulate their memories and how they ended up buying this car, keeping the car, and just really try to focus on preserving that information for future generations. So if you know anybody that has one of those, go ahead and send us an email, pontiacpodcast@gmail.com. That's our email that Eric and I both check it. So just drop us a line, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, that's all I got. Just make sure you follow gtoa.org. And if you do have questions on how to become a member, you can definitely email either one of those emails, and make sure you use Kurt as a referral.
You know the rule, man. Until next time, turn them and burn them.